So, hello everybody, thank you so much. For to make people understand what I'm talking about, yeah, I'll start with a brief history of what I understand and what I know, and then we'll start continuing from there. So, the strategy I have now is to create as many videos as possible, try and get lots of people listening to what I'm talking about. So that's part of my strategy for next Kenyan election presidential candidates because I'm interested. So it will help me in my networking, communicating, learning more, and it will improve the way I speak to people. And because soon I'll be getting interviews out there, and I need to get ready for that. So best thing is for me to teach myself. I've taught myself so many things. I've taught myself how to work on social media, how to be a good builder, and I think I can teach myself this. So let's start on. So as I said, my name is Mash. So when I started realizing things are not right is, I would say, back in 2010, 2011. So the information I had, which was on Twitter, and I can try and track the tweets, is Nelson Mandela, the Pope, refused for an idea of detention. So the only way out is for a surveillance. So that's how I started knowing I'm in some sort of surveillance, being watched, and not just normal surveillance, but it was something I've never even thought about. Yeah. So I in 2010, 2011, I was mostly off work, or when I was going to work, I used to spend lots of time on social media, reading. I just joined to social media, Twitter. It was exciting, so I was reading. I enjoyed it at that time. It was good fun, and there was the ICC Kenya case which went on. I don't want to go into depth about it because things the intelligence I'm getting is things don't look right, and I don't want to go deep into that for now. So I'll just skip that topic and continue. So this surveillance, when it started in 2010, 2011, but the worst part of it started in 2013. 2013, was it December? It was before, I think it was before Jamhuri Day or after December something. Yeah, I can track the tweet when the ICC case was thrown out. I was excited, and on that day, all the team of the social media of the Kenyan government, I can remember even this friend of mine, I don't want to name names now. That day, I didn't know what was happening because I was getting lots of lots of tweets which I could not understand, but none of them was like friendly because I've been analyzing data for some time. So it went on, And from there on, that's when I realized things are not bad. Before, this surveillance was just like being used by what we call the president making their speech. What, I'm an intelligent man. So this surveillance is about getting ideas, these presidents using ideas and trying to implement policies. So at this time, I had started an idea of called to recreate. To recreate was an idea of collecting construction waste, what they call waste, which I thought was good materials, to use them to help the community and to make some sorry for that, and to make some money. So I started that to recreate idea. It was about helping government work in a sustainable way. So that maybe that's what exposed me. Government started getting ideas of maybe how to work in sustainable way. I didn't know how they were getting it. And things were so different. To recreate idea, I had a grant of 15,000, which I spent about five or not more than that. But I didn't go on with the granting process because when I started the awareness of ICC and being on social media quite a lot, I think I became a public enemy, and yeah, there was issues with the people giving me the grant, so I just walked out and I decided I'll start my to create idea by myself. So since then I've been trying to build that idea, and even today I'm still building that idea. So then Ebola came in. So this surveillance, I gave it the name of Ebola. The reason I gave it the name of Ebola because the way I understood it at that time, any person I used to contact, connect with, was being put in the program. So Ebola disease was a disease where the person you meet, the person you touch, they get the disease. So that's where the Ebola name came to this program, and I think it's a good name for that program. So I had one of my good friends, I'll not name her name. I told her I didn't want to meet her because I didn't want her to be put in this program, but she was okay to continue meeting me. She was put in the program and things went on. So as things went on, the surveillance went on, insults went on, and this was during Barack Obama as president, Hillary Clinton as foreign secretary, David Cameron as prime minister of England. Sarkozy was in France, yeah, because Sarkozy is the one who overthrew the Ivory Coast government. This lady in Australia, Canada, I can remember somebody was in Canada, Singapore, India, and the African leaders, and then President Kibaki. So during this time of President Kibaki time, I would not deny the program was on. I would not say that. But it was not being used as how Uhuru government has used this program, because the way the Uhuru government has used this program is mostly to insult, to make you, I'll say, to bully. And as we know, the way they were dealing with Cambridge Analytica, I don't know if Cambridge Analytica is part of the strategists or laying the strategies for them. So that one I would not say yes or no, but that's when the program started becoming quite intense and quite abusive, and they made me know that they're watching me, they know whatever I do. And there's a time even Huru and Ruto went to somewhere, I don't know where they were, and they could stand, go down, both of them stand up, go down, as if they're squatting, and it's the way I used to live at that time. So there's so much information there, there's so much that can be tracked, and this is what I've been saying. Ignorance is not better than education. So what I'll do now is I've just gone about 10 minutes. I'll just have a look on Twitter, what's happening on Twitter, see if there's anything that can be addressed, because what I don't want to do is to let anybody plan an agenda and, and see how it goes. So let's see. So nothing great happening on Twitter. So let's continue. So I think that's part one of what I would say I understand on what Ebola program is. So at that time, I used to know my ideas used to be neat, and I knew it was openly, even on the news. The journalists were involved, so there's nothing to hide. Yeah, so ideas used to be neat. I've seen one of my program being delivered by a company called Kia under the Prince William and Prince Harry program of construction, helping veterans, and they are working with BBC on that program. So I know of a company that started working with that idea of tree crate, but I don't think they've got too far. So ideas have been nicked, but we're still moving on. So I would say that's mostly how this program started. But when it went bowling, I'd say that I started realizing around December 2013. So 20, 26th of December, after Christmas, they had an agenda, and it was, if you look at the tweets coming on that time, it was us, ASS, meaning, you know these people, the idiots at time. So 26, somehow that time, I think there was a problem in Kenya. I don't want to go deep into that for now, but there was something happening, because even Uhuru did not attend the first New Year celebration, as has been a tradition by other presidents. The only other time it didn't happen was in 2007, 2008, because of the election violence. So that's something that needs to be noted down. And then Uhuru only came out when IMF director came to Kenya. So they were seen in Mombasa, I think in a ship or something like that. He looked scared. That was the first photo for him to be seen. And so there are bases where we can track this information, and there are bases where we can start working on. So I'll let this to be first podcast on introduction of what I understand and what I know, and we'll continue from that when I get some time. Thank you so much.